final thing to discuss is the failed rebranding of OnlyFans. They tried to rebrand OnlyFans, and it failed. A catastrophic failure. This is amazing. It's kind of like, I can't think of an example. Oh, that's a good example. It's kind of like when they changed the color of eBay. You see, eBay used to be like yellow. Like the platform. The background was yellow. Now it's white. No, it used to be yellow, and then they changed it to white, and it freaked people the fuck out. But they wanted it to become white because it was better. They'd done the testing. They're like, actually, this will generate a better user experience if it's white and so forth. Blah blah blah. We don't need to get into all that. So what they did was they put it back to yellow, and then they slowly, pixel by pixel, shade by shade, changed it from yellow to white. So slowly that you didn't even notice it happened. And now it is what it is now. And people don't notice. People will be like, oh yeah, it was. A very gradual rollout. This is what I think they will do with OnlyFans. To be fair, I think this will be the plan. This is a theory, but I think this will be the plan. Because to sort of do this overnight and lose, I mean, God knows how many creators you're going to lose by just shutting down porn in October, even though there are alternative platforms. But you know how people are moving away from platforms. People are very just, oh, no, I quite like it over here. You know, it's something that people have to do. It means they've got to set up a new account when all they want to do is just bust a nut over some stupid hoe. We're just making jokes today. Jokes. It's just an inconvenience. So I think they'll gradually phase it out. Gradually. Because to rebrand something, you can't do it overnight, which is, I think, what they're attempting to do. I mean, OnlyFans is hilarious. If you go look at the blogs on it, and the little blog pieces, and it says what you can do on OnlyFans, and their little mantras going, helping creators link with their fans and stuff. The images they have on there are just these stock photos of just regular people going, hey, like families, and it's you wouldn't think it is what it is by looking at. Just go look at it. It's hilarious. Like, this is OnlyFans, and it's like some librarian type, some girl, you know, not exposing any flesh whatsoever, some glasses on, going, oh, I'm a businesswoman. Oh, I'm at the library. It's like, no, this is a place where girls dress up as Ninja Turtles, okay, and suck off a donkey. This is what happens on there, and I think the original ban wasn't really banning all sexual content. It was hardcore content. And the list, my God, the list. But did you read the list of things that they were getting rid of? It's like, you know, incest porn, fucking goat fisting, like kidnap fantasy, rape fantasy, gang rape. Do you know what I mean? Sodomy. It was a ridiculous level of filth on OnlyFans, a ridiculous level that they were trying to get rid of. So it's like, it doesn't, but by them putting out what they were banning, I think did it more damage, because it's like, what the hell is on this fucking site? I thought it was just Cardi B clapping her bum cheeks. Like, no, so what the hell is, like, who do I know who's on OnlyFans? What the hell are they doing? What's Tiger doing on OnlyFans? Is he fucking having gangbangs? You know, with giant German rabbits. What's he doing? It's crazy. So, like, the rebranding of OnlyFans is, I think, will be phased in. It's kind of I remember there was a joke in Futurama years ago when they were talking about, and it was literally like, oh, I bought Amazon stock and now they were billionaires or something. That was a joke, because at one point Amazon was just a bookstore when bookstores were completely going out of business. Well, now look at Amazon. Do you know what I mean? Amazon managed to revamp itself into just the world's shopping center, I suppose. You know, it's the store where you can buy everything, almost everything on Amazon, conveniently. It takes time, and OnlyFans, and even though OnlyFans apparently, I've discovered that was originally set up not as a porn site, it sort of just happened that way. No, but you don't need to go on OnlyFans really, because you have got Patreon, you've got Subscribe stuff. There's also Gumroad, Bandcamp's been around forever. You could set up your own, and I got WordPress sites, and I could take payments on there. You just need Stripe, or Square. It's not really difficult to set up your own thing. Obviously, the hosting element of it. A server. You need a server, obviously, if you're going to have a lot of people. But in the end, that can be replaced with blockchain anyway. In the end, you don't need these services, which is what I'd encourage most people to do. Just direct to consumer. And the thing is with these directors, this is a problem with the direct to consumer model. Is just the investors. Obviously, OnlyFans were trying to appease their investors because, there's 12-year-olds watching fisting videos on here, and we've invested a lot of money into this. It's like, well, it makes money because, what else are people paying for? People are paying for porn again. It's fucking weird. They somehow, OnlyFans need to understand how they've, revolutionized the porn industry. They've revitalized the porn industry. They revitalized it. They brought it back from the dead. No one saw that one coming. This is like someone opening up a Blockbuster, a Blockbuster rival, and it working. Going, what the fuck? How did you manage that? I'm like, I don't know. What? How did you do that? How did they do that? That's wild. But they did it. So that's what's interesting about OnlyFans. They revitalized a dead industry. It's crazy how they managed to do that. This perversion will always persevere. But it's always about the investors. This is the problem, we've Disney's a great example of a company that is shooting itself in the foot. I was going to buy Disney stock until I started seeing what they were doing, and and apparently they're trying to appease me. Well, who would be me as an investor? Because it's like the old, it's played out now, but the get woke, go broke thing. The thing is, this is to appease investors because they don't want no problems with their investment. And it's these shouty lunatics that you get mainly on Twitter, these nobodies, who cause a lot of problems for investors. They actually plummet stock. You can see how Kylie Jenner plummeted Snapchat stock, Snap Inc. It lost about 2 billion. And now Snapchat is dead. So it's precarious. Cristiano Ronaldo moving those Coke bottles at the Euros was a big deal. Everyone was talking about it. Did it stop people from buying Coca-Cola? No, because diabetes is still skyrocketing. The rates of diabetes haven't gone down, so I think Coke is doing just fine. But it lost money on the stock exchange. This is what so-called influence does. It fucks with investment. It's the shareholders they care about. It's the stock. They don't really give a fuck about the customers. Same as YouTube. YouTube doesn't really give a fuck about the customers. It gives a fuck about investors and advertisers. This is where all the money's coming from. There are plenty of companies out there that don't make that, their profits aren't that great. I mean, how good do you think Twitter's profits are? Not brilliant. And yet their stock is worth shitloads. The stock, it's all about the stock. So if OnlyFans understand this, then they're like, oh, well, this is because they will understand that it will take one little scandalous thing. Someone will have Nazi fantasy porn or something, or race play. There'll be something, race reversal. People are into all kinds of weird kinky shit, and if there's a demand for it, they'll do it. These girls don't give a fuck. And they go, we want to see you dress up as Adolf Hitler and skull fuck a Jew. They don't care. They will do it. They say all these 10-year-olds want me to dress up as Adolf Hitler and molest a girl pretending to be Anne Frank. They'll fucking do it. They'll do it. The moral compass doesn't exist anymore. It's we are in the end of days for the Western world. of debauchery. They don't give a fuck. But and OnlyFans won't give a fuck because they'll be getting the profits in. But it would just take one person to do an expose like they did on YouTube with the whole PewDiePie thing. That's all it takes. It's just one person to go, hey, look at this. Yeah, this girl dresses up as Adolf Hitler and molests Anne Frank in a bathtub. And 10-year-old boys pay £30 a month for this. And then it's game over. The stock will plummet. You know, and I fancy investing a bit of that OnlyFans stock because it's probably pretty good. It'll nosedive overnight. In hours. Millions, billions will be lost. And they know they know what the fuck's going on that site. There's like, there is all kinds of fucked up shit on this website. And there are people who literally have no money, who are just spending ridiculous amounts of money on this absolute filth that we've enabled. So the only thing they can do, the only thing the OnlyFans can do, they have to rebrand it. Going forward, the more money they raise, the bigger the stock becomes, the riskier it's going to become. It's going to be, it's out in the mainstream. A lot of people know what OnlyFans was, because it might just be was at some point. Before the pandemic, not many people knew about it. And now it's almost a household name. And this is a problem for them. So they were thinking ahead, thinking, it's coming. There's enough creators on there to find something incredibly problematic to cause a fucking shitstorm that will bring the whole house of cards tumbling down. That's it. So ladies, you're going to have to go to the alternative anyway. They're going to have to phase it out. Can they rebrand OnlyFans? Probably, but it'll take a few years.